Right, the game is moving. It's the Americas who've kicked off, and it was particularly touching, I'm sure, for those people who knew Stanley Rouse to see someone like Manuel Negrete of Mexico on his knees as a gesture of respect to a man who was a really great statesman for the game. And he would have really loved this occasion because this is a celebration of soccer. Josimar, the right back who came into the Brazilian side at the beginning of the World Cup. Stilica playing in Switzerland, but of course he's a German international. Ronquin is right at the back. That is Strachan. This is Magath of West Germany. This is Magath of Germany, who is now the Hamburg general manager. He too has retired from soccer. Here's Terry Butcher, the giant English defender. Soren Levy getting one forward. To Rossi, Magath, and Alemão of Brazil. Negrete to Alemão. I'm sure we shall see the Brazilians showing their touches on this occasion. In the 1982 game, the early stages were dominated by the South Americans, but it was the Europeans, once they got together, who put their game to good effect. Put back comfortably by Terry Butcher for Pat Jennings' first touch.
Already, though, we have seen some of this combination work we expected from Josimar, Falcao and Alemão working down the right side. Very sensible choice of the coaches to put that trio together, as they obviously can work some fine stuff.
Here's Paolo Rossi, who's delighted to be here. He had a miserable World Cup in Mexico, didn't get on the bench, didn't get a game at all. This is so hard for a hero to be out of the picture. Here's Maradona very much in the picture. Cabañas might try one. Pat Jennings has it.
And Maradona applauds the effort of his teammates.
Fairly solid challenge there. There's not been too many problems for the Americas at the back, but there might be problems here for the rest of the world as Maradona picks it up. Strong ball to Servin of Mexico. Not such a good ball in by the 22-year-old fullback. Stilica breaking. Rossi. Wide on the right is Dominique Rocheteau of France. In for Belanov, but good challenge by Julio Cesar. And Strachan almost picks that. He's got it, but offside. So a little bit of delight for the crowd. Nothing, though, for the scoreboard operators.
Well, that meant Belanov making an excellent run through the penalty area for that particular opportunity.
Well, it was clearly offside. There's no great problem for the linesmen and officials there. Here's Alemão. The chunky figure of Jorge Nunes. Alemão again. Oh, that was a bad one. Nunes didn't really want that. Now it's Lerby. Belanov on the right goes Rossi. Can he get hold of this one and pull it back as the goalkeeper goes over? Good bit of anticipation.
There's a handball outside the area, though.
He took it outside the area, so that's an infringement. And Pompidou is staying out there. They get involved rather unwisely in this incident. He should get back into his goal. And Servin has held up play by getting too near the ball. So now they can reorganize as Strachan's kick comes over. Butcher! Terry Butcher, the England defender, opens the account for the rest of the world. That was a Scotland-England combination. and a tasty one too.
Oh yes, and so typical of what they do so well in Britain. In fact, set pieces from the flanks with good crosses in and tall players willing to hurl themselves forward. We'll see it again. Butcher lurking outside the edge. Some players clear some space for him. He sees it, goes in, gets way over everybody, and gives Pompidou no chance.
And when you're 6'4", you have a little bit of advantage over those defenders.
That's right, and he gets a bit of a space to run into thanks to some good runs, but the defenders simply not able to get up in the air to challenge him.
Right, back at the other end, Butcher is trying to organise the defence at the back, but no real danger there with that pass forward.
Butcher usually, I suppose, must do for his club too in England, Jerry, come up for set pieces like this. And
yes, the worry at the moment is which club is going to be doing it for next season. Is it going to be Spurs? Is it going to be Rangers? Or is it going to be Ipswich? Certainly not Ipswich, I don't think. They need the money desperately. But now it's the Americans who need a reply here. They played it fairly casually. It was an unfortunate incident that contributed to that goal. A little bit of slackness, perhaps. But Strachan is fighting as hard as if this was a game with a huge bonus in it. There is a big bonus, but it's not going to the players. Maradona trying to turn Ronquin. Well, of course, Ronquin and Maradona met, and I mean that in the physical sense, in the World Cup in Mexico. Maradona came out of that one successfully, but here it was Ronquin who won it. But it's a free kick to, I was going to say Argentina, but it's Maradona to take it. Good chip. Amaros didn't really get it cleanly away, but it's picked up well by Paolo Rossi. Rocheteau coming back to help here, and that's good play by the talented Frenchman. Stinica chased, but players with talent can see things a little bit early.
Good to see Rocheteau playing well too. His career sort of subsided there for a while, but has come back to life again.
This is Paolo Rossi getting forward. Lerby. Here's Amaros, who loves to attack. Picked up by Strachan. Lovely little flick forward, but not quite deep enough. And back by Amaros, by Alamao with an elegant header. Here's Falcao. Good run forward by Roberto Cabañas. Amaros sticking with him, surrounded by blue shirts. Rocheteau runs into trouble. His club released him at the last minute. It was really a wonderful piece of generosity by Paris Saint-Germain to allow him to come here. In fact, within 12 hours notice, and he was left out of a tournament run by the same club. Here's Servin now, Mexico. Maradona appeals for offside, and the whistle goes.
Well, Rocheteau also had a kind of a nightmare scenario with getting here on various plane flights and being sent switching planes in New York and being sent to San Francisco instead of to Los Angeles, and having to work his way down here. It was really kind of a nightmare for the organizers of this match, as well as for the unfortunate player himself. And it's really quite remarkable to see him out here playing with such energy after that kind of a trip.
A long way to go yet, Seamus.
Yep.
Here's Amaros of France. Oh, forward goes Soren Levy. The bulky form of Julio Cesar bundles him down. But in fact, the referee right on top of that one is a lovely chip forward by Amaros, and the big Brazilian defender comes over. The foul is by Lerby. The free kick has been taken. And we're back live. And Maradona in possession. Briefly. Josimar. Flying leather there, but it's Maradona now. Lovely ball forward for Falcao. Pat Jennings, the bulky form of the Northern Ireland goalkeeper, preventing Falcao from getting a shot in. Jennings not sure yet what career he's going to pursue, but he said how strange it is not to be involved for the first time in 23 years in pre-season training. So Amoros again beautifully chipping one forward, but the header from Rossi not quite good enough. But it's surprising, we've had over 20 minutes of this first half. We haven't really seen one dangerous moment from this very talented America's side.
That's right, a couple of shots on goal, not really very authoritative shots won by Cabañas, and nothing really to threaten Pat Jennings in goal except for that last rush.
Maradona robbed by Butcher. Ronquin gets Strachan away. Strachan playing right back, right wing, and midfield as well. Drifting by Falcao, in for Rocheteau, and the Americas win it back with Falcao. Cabañas a return to Negrete. Maradona takes it. In for Falcao, it's a little bit tight. Alamao. Negrete. Alamao. Negrete again. Changing it well to fullback Josima, who's come up in attack against Amoros. A little bit of Brazilian samba here. Alamao, not such a good Brazilian pass. And Stilica organising things out of trouble. Magat holds possession very well, invites a challenge, invites the free kick, doesn't get either. Josima and Alamao and Maradona. There's a wall of blue in front of him. Nunes header, Alamao. Brown has come up to add a bit of bulk to the assault. Falcao. Here's Brown. Maradona, lovely touch. Negrete, Maradona. Running out of angle there. But there was a superb piece of play that got the ball forward to Negrete. Lovely return, but in fact too strong. Into the side net.
And an astonishing, or maybe not so astonishing for Maradona, but a remarkable first touch. First touch by Maradona when that ball came to him from the header back by Brown. The initial ball looked a difficult one to control, difficult for most ordinary players, but he got off a terrific first touch 1-2 pass. And that's just the kind of magic people have come to see from this man. They'd love to see him score, but I think the fans here are knowledgeable enough that they love to see his every touch.
If you're quick, because yes, some of his touches are so gentle, so delicate that half the opponents and half of his teammates don't often pick him up. Good run though by Amoros of France. Here's Rocheteau, and a fair challenge.
Yes, good challenge by Brown indeed. Brown, a player who was searching for a club only last year in Argentina.
He's still searching for a club at the moment. His contract has just finished and he could be going to Brest, and Cologne are also interested in him. He goes to Europe next week. Now Cabañas. Brown, the man we were mentioning before, brought up in an orphanage and now a star of the game. Oh, here's Maradona. Now Butcher's got to be wary. Maradona's in! Brilliant play by Maradona, but he hadn't quite got the support, but it's still dangerous as a Sevin serves one up for Pat Jennings. But Maradona certainly fooled Terry Butcher there.
Well, your heart goes out to any defender who suddenly is faced in a 1v1 situation with Maradona, particularly with space behind you in the defense. You've got to be quaking a bit in your boots because you know, unless you're going to simply commit the old professional foul, which you're not going to do in the penalty area, you're really at a tremendous disadvantage with this man of skill.
Nunes Gomez and Servin. Falcao. Alamao. Josimar here. Alamao overlapping, but Amaros knows what he's doing. Although I don't think he should have got that throw in. It should have been... Now we've got a little bit of a problem here. Complaints from the rest of the world team about that decision. Now, here's a note. You can't, if you're at the top of the game, take things lightly. They're competing, complaining about decisions like as if it's a World Cup final. You're quite right too there, actually. Maradona cut out. Oh, that was a good save from Negrete's shot.
Negrete, a very popular player in Los Angeles, of course. He's played here many, many times. Look at the quickness with which he gets this away, and almost as though Jennings saw it late and certainly did well to touch it over.
Oh, here's Maradona. Back to Falcao. Alamao. Down went Maradona, but it wasn't a particularly good pass in his direction. So the tackle was perfectly legitimate. Quick throw. Alamao. Back to Josimar. Oh, Maradona did well to beat one man, but the cover is double and sometimes treble when he gets possession. Still 1-0 with 10 minutes or so to go in this first half.
You talk about the cover there. I don't know how much you can continue to cover a man like this with 2 or 3 players in a match where teams really haven't played, individuals haven't played that well together. It's going to require an enormous amount of concentration to work that out, and it can very easily come unglued, it seems to me, without much difficulty.
And it often comes unglued in the second half. They seem, lots of sides, to do very well against him in the first half, but then he breaks loose. And here's Falcao breaking loose here. Here's Servin of Mexico. Servin still with it, he needs support. Negrete's shot had no power, but the rebound, deflection, so it's a corner.
Stielike screaming at the linesman on this side for what he thought should have been some offside decision given or something like that. Stielike, a very animated player, even in a match of exhibition quality. Oh.
The referee in the way there, but Maradona makes the most of it. Maradona still with it, lovely play. Straight into the arms of Jennings. A real snaky run, but it was wasted in the end, and he knows it.
My goodness, the ability to turn on a dime, as you say, or turn on a peso, or whatever it is, he is amazing at how he gets away from players, even with the
getting away from the
referee. And look at this quick turn back, incredible quickness.
So it's in the closing seconds, really, of this half. It's the rest of the world coming forward, leading already by that 1 goal. Belanov of the Soviet Union doing well to get one in to Rossi. Lerby trying a shot, and again high, wide, and not very handsome. But another player who was really anxious to play here. He gave up his family holiday, well, he had a few days of it, and came here leaving his wife and 2 children because he thought it was important to be here, simply because, as he said, I've got 2 children and this is what we're doing it for. And there is the whistle for the end of the first half, which took a little bit of time to get going. It seemed to give possession and control to the America's side, but the lead was taken comparatively early on, and somewhat surprisingly, by the rest of the world when Terry Butcher headed in Gordon Strachan's free kick.
It began 40 years ago, an organization called UNICEF, one which has as its goal the betterment of children throughout the world, children who otherwise may...
Just cause. This is the score at the beginning of the second period, and of course, happily, we've had 1 or 2 substitutions, happily that is, for the players actually involved. Seamus, is this going to change the pattern of the game?
Well, the first change I see out there is Kirate, who's come in at the back for the America's side, and Jose Luis Brown has gone out for a rest, and Quirarte, of course, a very popular choice around here, scored a couple of big goals for Mexico down there, and I don't think their problems at the back, though, what they need to resolve. The problems are the ones up front.
Changes in the rest of the world side, we'll check that in a minute, but including in the midfield lineup is Chang Sung Park of South Korea and Heinz Hermann of Switzerland. So it's Magat getting forward to Rocheteau, who is still on the field.
And two new goalkeepers, of course, at either end. We just saw the goalkeeper from Paraguay, who has come in for the Americas side, Roberto Fernandez, and at the other end, Desaev from the Soviet Union, has replaced Pat Jennings.
But still, it's the nucleus of Brazilian, Argentine and Mexican talent in the Americas side who will have to try and pull this one round. This is Heinz Hermann from Switzerland, captain of the Swiss side.
Oh, foul there. Rossi is still in the match. I see him up front, but do not see Belanov.
There's Strachan, Soren Lerby just to his left. Good movement up front by Park. Here's Park, and offside. Another player who's absolutely thrilled to be here, representing, of course, millions of Asians who are enjoying the game as players and spectators. Josimar with support from Alamao outside. Surely there's going to be more urgency from these America's side in this second half. I can't imagine Carlos Bilardo, the Argentine manager who's looking after this team and indeed taking it very, very seriously, will allow this sort of scoreline and approach to continue. But here's Soren Lerby to Rocheteau, trying to chip it over Roberto Fernandez of Paraguay, but he's a monster of a man.
And Ronquin, we noticed, who of course had the difficult trip getting here, is not playing in the second half for the rest of the world, not surprisingly.
But here's Cabañas for the Americas to Negrete, Maradona now. And that was a foul by Amaros, which certainly tests the sympathies of the spectators here. And I would imagine 99% of those sympathies are with the gentleman in white. So it's a free kick to the Americas with Maradona with a chance here of testing Desaev. And Desaev saw it well. The Russian goalkeeper who will soon overtake the number of international appearances of Lev Yashin, which is a record for the country. Hermann now has played 67 times for Switzerland. Stilica, Butcher, Soren Lerby on his left. Here's Magat. Rossi now. Stilica. Space on the right for Strachan. And Hermann here. Strachan's come wide again. And a good bit of room for him. Oh, getting by his man well. Raul Servin grabbed his shorts. Certainly a foul there. Surely the whistle should have gone.
And Strachan forced to slow down his pace a little bit in order to pull his shorts back up from around his knees, and the chance was gone.
Falcao now for the Americas. This crowd will certainly come alive if they can pull the game back, but Park is penalised for his challenge on Maradona. And indeed, when the Koreans played Argentina in the World Cup, there were some fairly heavy challenges on the little man. Cabañas. Well cut up by Stilica, but it's picked up by Maradona. Can he make a run forward? Forward for Negrete, offside, surely. Maradona, surely offside.
Yes, unquestionably offside. Maradona somewhat frustrated, but I think he had to know that the...
Well, I think he's complaining he might not have been offside. It's Negrete we're worried about. He's offside. No doubt that Maradona isn't, but it's too late because the whistle should have gone by now. But they're coming back again. Julio Cesar denied there by the powerful figure of Terry Butcher. Two big men colliding there, but nice to see Julio Cesar coming forward from his defensive position. Well, and he'll be valuable here for the corner.
Yeah, and we do indeed see the urgency now in the America side to get this game level.
Negrete's kick, and Dasayev from the Soviet Union plucks it out comfortably. Rosto, support from Magat, and the return for Rosto. Josimar is with him. Rosto still with it. Now Lerby. Felix Magat, never expected to be playing a major game again after he retired at the end of the World Cup. Here's Herman. Oh, nice ball to Rosto, a chance here. And well saved by Fernandez.
Rosto with a great chance, all kinds of room in which to be able to turn in the penalty area. It was really quite amazing. Look at this ball into him. He has oodles of room here in which to turn and get this shot away at the last minute, just touched away by the goalkeeper, but shocking to see a man that open.
Still 1-0 though, but surely promise of more to come. Strachan is penalised, or indeed gets a free kick. I think that was in sympathy for the one he didn't get a little bit earlier when his shorts were pulled down. But Gordon Strachan, the Scot who plays for Manchester United, is certainly enjoying this contest. And Butcher, having been called in at the last minute and scored a vital goal, will be enjoying it too. Butcher in possession here. Worried by what will happen to him next season, but certainly thriving on this particular moment. Here's Strachan. Straight into Servine. It wasn't a good one, and he acknowledges it to Chung-Sung Park. Alamau. Here's Josimar with, again, movement behind and to the side, but not much up front. Maradona. Really a comparatively quiet game so far. Here's Falcao. Any room for him? Negrete. Falcao's forward. And Stilica has it. Cabañas is blocked by Stilica. Appeals for offside as Falcao went forward. But really there wasn't much in that one. It was a good move, a good run, and the danger was really there. Perhaps he should have shot himself instead of being so unselfish. Now here's the corner. Dasayev comes out, holds it well. Been a lot of problems getting Russians to this game, but it's super to see them involving themselves in a world project. Now good break by Magat. Not a good ball though to Rossi.
And Timouni is getting ready on the sidelines. Mohamed Timouni from Morocco for the rest of the world team. So we may see him shortly. Oh, good tackle in there by Butcher. Butcher's looked so steady back there. Very cool, putting in good tackles, well-timed, staying on his feet when he had to and making the slide when he had to.
Here's now Alamau of Brazil. Plenty of support near him, not much over the far side though. Here's Nunes. Falcao, rest of the world holding off, hoping that the ball will go in. It's Maradona's in there. It's the post. Beautiful ball from Falcao. Superb play by Maradona, and Dasayev of the Soviet Union happy to get that one off the post. Lovely ball behind the defense. Maradona's in on it. Danger here, not much angle. The post saves the rest of the world, and then it's away. Here's Park of Korea. Picked up by Soren Lerby. Oh, it's going to come to Roche, he's got room. And a chance for a shot by Hermann perhaps here. Again, a lot of support. And a lot of room now for Soren Lerby of Denmark. Flicked up by Magat. Foot in there by Butcher. But they're being forced away. Not a particularly good clearance, but nicely controlled and beautifully pushed forward by Falcao. They say he's over 30 and he's lost his touch, but not on this evidence. Here's Alamao. Cabanas robbed well by Amaros, but it's picked up by Josimar. Josimar, a nice run forward. Cabanas now. Falcao. Maradona. Falcao's gone forward. And there's Nunez. Nunez still with it. It just wouldn't come down for a good shot.
Well, what a marvelous return ball, though, from who else? Maradona. Falcao behind everything in this match for it. But look at this little chip. He digs his foot under it, flicks it right under the chest of Nunez, and it just simply will not come down for him, as you mentioned. Maradona, marvelous, seems to know exactly how much he can afford to get under it, how much pace it has to have, where the space is, where the players are being marked, eyes everywhere. But Falcao, again, for my money, and this side has been the engineer of this team so far, and done very well out of midfield.
But it's Amaros and Park combining. Alamao fouling the Korean. Here's Rossi, he might have a bit of room here. Could he have a go? Well blocked, though. Soren Lerby. He's having a good drive, but Fernandez is comfortably equal to it. Both goalkeepers have been busier in the opening phase of this second half.
And for the Americas, Julio Cesar Romero warming up on the sideline.
Here's Falcao again, though. Looking for Maradona. Heinz Hermann has spotted it, and it's well done. Strachan and Lerby. And they're breaking forward in numbers. Stidika to Magat. Chip into space for Rossi, he might be there. Great goal by Paolo Rossi.
Well, the Rossi of '82 is back. Again, that great opportunism and finishing touch by Rossi. Always so good at stealing around the back of defenses when players are turned and watching the ball. So gifted at ghosting and finishing with style.
What a good ball forward, though, from the left-hand side as Stidika comes forward, finds Felix Magat. That's a ball of great experience and skill. Rossi is quickly onto it and first time drills it in. This is the player, remember, who scored only 2 goals last season, who's had a disastrous time, cannot justify a place in the Italian national team. He's been smiling all the time he's been here because it's such an honor, and he's delighted again now to put his side further into the lead. 2-0 then to the rest of the world against the Americas. And Maradona will really have to pull a few aces out of the pack now. Referee David Socha says we may play on. If Rossi can pick himself up, he won't feel too many bruises at this stage. He's still anaesthetized.
Well, Romero is, I think, just about to come in for the America side, and of course he's an attacking player. Not so much a front runner, but certainly attacker out of midfield, and we'll see who he will be coming in for, perhaps Nunez.
And here's Karate, who's playing at the back, but has found himself under pressure and conceding a goal in this half. Karate, another player who's in Mexico, but looking for a club. Heinz Hermann to Magat, who put that delightful ball forward for Paolo Rossi. Tamumi is on the field. Amoros of France, nice one into Stilica, another veteran, but enjoying it all.
Well, Magath with a great appetite, as you mentioned, but one wonders if his grasp is a bit too much on this game, in the sense that I really am surprised, I would be surprised to see him play a full 90 minutes. Of course, it's not quite as bad here as it was in the heat of Mexico, but I should be surprised if he can go the full time in this heat.
Romero's run forward.
And on the sidelines, some more people warming up for the Americas. Paul Caligiuri, the American from Los Angeles, about to be thrown in at the deep end with his team down by 2 goals.
Derby to Park, nice return, no real challenge though. Josimar way away from him, and Rossi not quite able to get that one. Perhaps 3 or 4 years ago, but not at this moment. Another bad cross though by Lerby.
Caligiuri, when he comes in, will be a defender. He usually plays in the back four, the center of the back four. He's not as tall as some of these players. It'll be curious to see where they do play him. Of course, they need players up front at this point. They'll certainly need attacking play, so it's fairly safe to make a substitution at the back.
Romero to Cabañas. In for Maradona, trying to hold off Magath, doing it well. Good cross. And Romero.
I think it was Negrete, actually, Jerry, with that attempt at a scissors kick.
Sterling stuff, though.
Yes.
Blocked by Desaev, although I'm not sure whether he saw it. Romero coming in on that one, but Negrete pinching it from him before he could get hold of it. Good run, past Amoros. Not past Lerby yet, now he needs a bit of help. He finds it from Maradona. Nice chip. Desaev gets in there, Falcao, and it's in by Cabañas. The final touch by Cabañas, but Maradona caused the problems with that tantalizing cross.
Well, and some good marks to the American, if it can be a bit partisan, for not losing his composure down in the corner and getting himself out of difficulty and finding Maradona. There you see the ball came back to Maradona, and this is where all the confusion began. Looked like a handball in there for a minute, but eventually finished off by Cabañas.
So Roberto Cabañas of Paraguay makes it 2-1. Strachan will have a go, but stopped by Servin, picked up by Maradona, who's really, I think, a little bit frustrated the way things are going. Cabañas got support on both sides. Falcao, Maradona. Servin setting it up for Romero. Falcao and Alamao. Surely that was offside. Still they come forward. Oh, that wasn't a good one for Maradona from Caligiuri. Maradona looking to take a quick free kick. Instead will take a long one. Kirate gets up. Desaev punches away, but penalized there is
Cabañas.
Cabañas.
Yeah, for obvious obstruction on the goalkeeper. Desaev coming out to making a peculiar punch in the end, thanks to the attentions of Cabañas. About, I think we're under 5 minutes to play now in this second half, with the 2-1 lead of the rest of the world, and until the last couple of minutes they've looked quite capable of just sort of stroking it about and holding on, but there've been a few bad-looking mistakes, particularly the dangerous back pass by Butcher and a few other errors, but so far they've managed to survive these shocks.
Strange the way this rest of the world side was put together. Franz Beckenbauer wasn't unable to announce his side until about 2 hours before the kickoff. He wasn't sure who was fit after the long journeys, indeed who in the end was going to come. There was always a hope that Platini would turn up. He wanted to come, his club wouldn't let him. Desaev in some trouble. unusual for him. It must be the air or the California sunshine, because from cross balls he's one of the best. But they're biting hard in midfield as they go for the equalizer in the closing minutes. Here's Maradona, and here's a chance now for Cabañas. Maradona! It's the equalizer. Well, there's only one man who could get in on the act when the game seemed to be over. Maradona pulls another one out of the bag, and for the moment they're saved.
Well, just the way they draw these things in the coaches' books, Jerry, you know, just little touches of 1-2 touches to waltz to the defense, but look how easy they make it look. He's obstructed after he's given the ball off, and he still recovers in time to get past everybody, Stilica included, to knock in the one half chance that came his way in the last 20 minutes.
One might think that Dasaev wouldn't be too happy with that save. It was unfortunate that the block, when Cabañas' shot, should go straight to Maradona, and that really was the end for them. And of course this means if the score remains level at the end of 90 minutes, we must get a result. We shall go straight to a penalty shootout. We shan't have extra time, just the 5 penalty kicks, and that will bring a little more tension to this special occasion, and a little bit of a bonus too. Here's Strachan. He didn't want to get into penalties. Most players hate that, especially the rest of the world side who've led comfortably for so long and find themselves now pulled back. Rossi pulled back by the referee's whistle, the linesman's flag, offside.
And what a strange twist of history too to this match from 4 years ago, with the America's side ahead 2-0, as you mentioned, then called rest of the world, and this year's rest of the world ahead 2-0 and being caught from behind in the second half.
Now they're going for the kill, perhaps. Remember, 2 minutes from the end in '82 they produced the winner. Can they do it again? Herman puts it away. Maradona chases it and lets it run out. We're only seconds away now, though, from the final whistle. Maradona, Timumi has it. And Dasaev, who's been very busy in the last 15 minutes.
Very busy and not a little unnerved, it seems to me.
Yes, I think we've seen him play better. The occasion might have got at him. Or perhaps it's the journey.
Or the kick in the head didn't help either, I would assume.
Magat, who's masterminded midfield for long, but has seen the game slip away from his side. We're now into a penalty shootout. That is the end of the 90 minutes. Thanks to Diego Maradona, who popped in that equalizer. We will now go to the drama of a 5 penalty kick for each side. And it's going to be interesting that the goalkeeper now going to defend the goal at the right-hand side, where the kicks will be taken first, is Roberto Fernandez of Paraguay. Now, he has a remarkable record from penalty kicks. Of course, you remember in the World Cup he saved superbly from Hugo Sanchez, which might not have made him popular here, but by Germany it made him very popular in his home country. And he's a big man, but he gets down surprisingly well. And the first man up now for the rest of the world is Paolo Rossi. Against Roberto Fernandez. Good effort, calmly taken. Fernandez decided to go left. Rossi, as a lot of players do, hit it fairly straight, and it's all over. 1-0 then. Next up is Negrete, one of the players who went through this ordeal in the quarterfinal. On home territory almost here in Los Angeles. But this must be nerve-wracking. And he missed! Dasaev does the trick. He'll feel happy about that. after conceding 2 late goals. But poor old Manuel Negrete, Mexico's blighted with this situation. They never seem to get it right. And Negrete doesn't hit it too well, but it's a good save. Next up is Søren Lerby. Beautifully done. So that gives the rest of the world an immediate advantage, putting great pressure on the players that follow. And next for the Americas is Falcao. Falcao of Brazil. Very cool. No pressure on him there, or it didn't look as if it was, but an international of his standing, the Mozart of Italy, they used to call him when he played in Rome.
Well, he's had a wonderful match here today too. Would have been criminal if he had not scored that, because it would have left a little bit of blight about his performance, which would have been undeserved.
Next up is Amoros of France for the rest of the world. Oh, casual, too casual. And Fernandez is down very, very fast.
Oh, so badly struck indeed by Amoros. More than casual. I thought Negrete's was badly hit, but Amoros was pretty abysmally hit, really. I wonder sometimes if goalkeepers are better off staying in the middle of the goal. So many of the shots are going through the middle these days.
So now it's a chance for Alemão to level the situation for the Americas. Alemão of Brazil, with each side having missed once. Good goal. No real chance for Dasaev there. He made up his mind where he was going to hit it and did just that. And we've still got Maradona to come, of course. But next, it's Gordon Strachan. Well, a lot of boos from the crowd here, but that won't worry Gordon Strachan. He's in a very, very competitive Scot. Oh, nicely done.
Looks as though he almost thought he cut it a bit too narrow, but from here it looked perfectly struck. Falls to his knees with a sigh of relief.
Inches inside that post, perhaps a little bit too near to that post, but they count.
Here's Cabañas.
And the score, 3-2 at the moment. Cabañas knows he really cannot afford to miss. If he does, he's relying then on somebody else to be blocked. Cabañas of Paraguay. Another well-taken penalty and another popular goal. Bit of showmanship there as he sets it up for the next one in. So 3-3 at the moment, but there could be only 2 more attempts if somebody misses one. It's Park of Korea. What a moment for him. An honor to be here, but now a real test for the Korean captain. Oh, he missed! Another save by the man who seems to specialize in penalty saves. Chang Sung Park of Korea shoots to the goalkeeper's right, and he's down fast.
Yeah, again, not a very well struck ball, and pretty easy for Fernandez to get down to. Well, everybody knows who this is.
This is the man who could win the game now for the Americas, Maradona. It seems like a script pre-arranged before the game, and only we know that that is not possible.